different types of adaptations in different types of zones. So what are the zones which we discussed in marine water? There is a Beaufortic, Bathial zone and Abyssal zone. Next, freshwater ecosystem, there is three types of zones: littoral zone and limnatic zone and profound zone. So according to these different zones, different kinds of animals are living. Why different kinds of animals are living? So throughout the area is marine water, but why there is a different levels of zones? Why? Because of depending on the availability of food, temperature and food materials. What are the important necessary needs they have? The needs they are getting in different according to level. That's why they are living in particular area. Why they have? So they have some adaptations to live in particular area. Okay. Today we are going to discuss water salinity and fish adaptations. Depending on the salts concentration, different types of fishes are living in different medium of salinity water. Okay. So yesterday we completed that one. In contrast, freshwater fish have higher internal salt content than their medium, and they tend to float because osmosis leads to. For example, freshwater fish fish means it is living in the freshwater. But comparing with marine water fish, freshwater fish they have higher salt concentration in their body comparing their surrounding medium. How can it be? And it has that quantity of salt concentration in their body and floating on the water. How it can bear that kind of salt concentration in their body? Not only but also osmosis leads to excess water entering the body through the permeable membrane in the mouth and lips. So already according to osmosis process, substances are moving from lower concentration to higher concentration. According to that, higher salt concentration are there in the body of fish. Compared with the fish body, surrounding area it has lower freshwater means there is no salt concentration. So automatically substances are moving from lower means where they are going? Where they are going? Vijayalakshmi? Tell me. Nandini. Amulya. Huh? What I am explaining? Are you listening or not? Next, Manisha. Water? So higher concentration, body it has a large salt concentration. So it is higher concentration. So when it is living surrounding medium, it is water. Water means there is no salt, means lower concentration. That's why substances are moving from lower concentration to higher concentration. It means what is moving from surrounding to body of the fish. How can it be? So how much water it need? More than that much water is entered in the body. How can it bear to live? Come. How can it bear? Whenever most water enters the fish of the body, sometimes it goes to die. How can it bearable the conditions? So here the adaptation. The water can be exhaled in the form of urine, but to maintain a suitable salt balance, freshwater fish need to reabsorb salt to the kidneys. Yes. How much water entering to the body of fish? Excess water is exceeding to the body. Along with gills, how it is removing. But whenever it is releasing waste water from the body, it needs some salt concentration. That's why whenever water is filtered from the kidneys, at the time it is reabsorbing. Kidneys are reabsorbing salt percentage from the kidneys to body. So that's why it is protecting salt concentration in body. So it is protecting from losing of salts. So this is the important adaptation you can see in the fish water ecosystem. Next means it is reabsorbing salt. Whenever it is losing salts from the body, these salts are reabsorbing from the kidneys. So this is very important adaptation. That salt concentration matrix is very important to live and collect additional salts to salt collecting cells in the kidneys. Some, so most of the salts reabsorbed from the kidneys, but remaining some small quantity of salts is they are taking from the gills, means collecting from the gills, salt percentage. So this is one important adaptation in the fish. It is able to regulate the salt absorption and determines the tolerance of a freshwater fish for saline water. So this is a very important adaptation to tolerate means capability to live in that situation. Whenever losing large, if it has large quantity of salt in this body, then only it can live. So when it is losing along with water, it cannot live. That's why whenever it is going to loss, at that time some small quantity of salts are reabsorbing. That is the important adaptation. When the water salinity level exceeds, the fish is able to adjust its salt regulation mechanism. So next, not only that but also there is a mechanism in their body. So whenever salt concentration is increasing, whenever it is going to decrease, so regulating mechanism in their body. So whenever it is going to loss, so automatically it can control. Whenever it is coming excess salt, it is also controlling it again. That kind of mechanism in their body which is participate to the excretory system. The delicate salt and fluid balance is upset and the fish dies. Sometimes, if this mechanism is not developed in the body, this controlling salt concentration controlling and regulating mechanism is not developed in the fish body, what will happen? Fishes which are living in the marine water, they have small quantity of salt in their body. Small quantity of salt. It means they need large quantity of fresh water. So they are absorbing some small quantity of water from the marine water. So they have some water in their body. So in that water, small quantity of salt. But whenever we absorb marine water, it has large quantity of salt compared with fish body. So what will happen? By the process of osmosis, water is passing from substance is passing from lower concentration to higher concentration. So here means what is passing from where to where? From body of the fish to surrounding. Means fish body is lower concentration salts. So surrounding marine water is higher concentration. That's why lower to higher. So total water is passed from body to the surrounding. So that time it will goes to die. Whenever total water is dehydrated from the body, it will goes to death. That's why so controlling and regulatory mechanism is located in the body. So it is controlling, regulating and it is helping to live the fish. So this is very important adaptations which can live in marine water and fresh water. So it is a very important question. If you take fish, freshwater fish and kept in the marine water, what will happen? Very important question. If you keep freshwater fish in marine water, can it live or die? Huh? Tell me anybody. Marine freshwater fish is इसके में marine water बैठे. Tell me how.
In the process of osmosis, it loses the total water. It dehydrates.
Fresh water fish.
First of all, it's dehydrated because it loses its water quantity in the body.
Freshwater fish will kept in marine water. What happened?
It dehydrates.
Means
It loses its water quantity.
why?
Because osmosis.
By the process of osmosis, total water is passed to surrounding marine water. So automatically loss total each and every drop of water. It leads to dehydration. That's why it goes to same question. It will repeat in your exam. Okay? Very good, sir. Next thing we discuss here. Organisms of the ocean have a lesser salt content in their bodies than the seawater, which has around 3.5%. Try to think. Organisms of the ocean. Organisms which are living in the ocean, they have less salt concentration compared with the body, which are living in what? Which are living in ocean. Already know. So what is the difference between 3.5%? So body is highest concentration salt. Surrounding is less concentration in surrounding. Okay. The fluid could drain out of the body of the organism into sea. Total liquid is drained from the body to the sea. Total drawn. This could be dangerous and fatal to the organism. Fatal means dangerous. Fatal. So just now only Karthik told, if total body water drained to surrounding, మన body మొత్తం surrounding వెళ్ళిపోతే it leads to very dangerous situation. So it is called dehydration. How do they survive under such conditions? How do they survive? Tell me. Total body water is drained from body to surrounding. So already I told you mechanism, control and regulatory mechanism. Whenever they are losing lot of water, they are receiving lot of water compared with surrounding area. Always they are observing receiving water from the body. How much they are losing? More than that much of water is receiving from surroundings. In that way, they are controlling and regulating the water content when they are losing from the body. Can fish in estuarine ecosystem survive in river as well as in sea? Estuarine, what is the meaning of estuarine? Estuarine means fishes which are living at the place of the marine water and the fresh water. Fresh water, marine water, where they are going to mix. In that area, fishes which are living, that is called estuarine. It is very rare. So that kind of fish, can they live in sea water or river water? Can they live? Fishes some which are living in estuarine area means where the water is mixing from ocean and river. So that kind of fish we have taken and kept in the sea water. Can it live? Huh? So same fish we have taken and kept in the river water. Can it live? How? So correct the answer tomorrow. Next, during summer the water in the lakes gets heated up and evaporate. So already is circle, rainy, winter, summer. So when season summer is reaching at the time very highest temperature, high temperature. So when sunlight is falling on the ocean, seas and lakes, everything, so water is heating and start the evaporation. When sunlight is falling and release of the water and starting to evaporate. Okay. Other requirement necessary to the organisms like oxygen and nutrients gets decreased. So when water is going to heat, so automatically when water is going to increase, heat increasing, then automatically oxygen level is going to decrease. So it is common. So sunlight to body, water is going to get oxygen levels are going to decrease. What will happen? This leads to the death and decomposition of organisms, which makes living conditions unsuitable. So whenever already animals, fishes, what are the different organisms which are living in water, they are absorbing oxygen from the water. Some kind of animals, they are coming surface of the water and they are taking oxygen from the water. So whenever in summer season sunlight is falling and heats of the water, oxygen levels are going to decrease. So it is affect animals which are living in the water. Means automatically most of the animals, they are going to die unable to take the oxygen. Okay. So that kind of water when it is going to increase the heat, so it is not suitable to live different types of organisms. In cold regions, so that is very important. In cold region, the water in the lakes and ponds gets frozen, killing all the organisms. In winter season, if you go polar region, in river, surface of the area total is converted into ice. Total is covered ice. Animals, creatures which are living bottom of the lake or pond, how they can live? So it is also here. So when in winter season, summer season, when very cold and high temperature, so both are effect on the animals which are living in seas and oceans. You have studied about freshwater ecosystem. Discuss the following points in your class. So already we discussed freshwater ecosystem, Atlantic, littoral, and so the three zones we discussed. According to this, so what are the effect? Freshwater means there is a large quantum. Marine water means they don't have oxygen. Freshwater is a large quantum. So already there is a particular organism and they have fishes, gills. Gills they are absorbing oxygen from the water. So these different, according to these different adaptations, they are living. So discuss according to three zones. We have given some. Our marine ecosystem different from freshwater ones. So now we are going to discuss difference between two ecosystems. So what is the difference between marine ecosystem and freshwater ecosystem? We can.
Marine ecosystems, water of sound, high sound. In freshwater, without sound.
According to living levels, according to Jones, main important difference. Yes, Sanjay. Balan.
In freshwater ecosystem, sunlight. In freshwater ecosystem, sunlight is more than marine ecosystem.
Let's say now.
So,
Next.
In freshwater, which is highly salt, in marine water, which is highly salt levels low.
So important points leave yestro is on the ekura. Bhavani. Shivani sir.
marine ecosystem has high salt concentration.
Huh?
Marine ecosystem has high salt concentration.
So marine ecosystem, it has highest salt concentration. Freshwater ecosystem, there is no salt concentration. So according to Jones, marine ecosystem is divided into three zones. What are they? Euphoric zone, bestial zone, abyssal zone. So according to Jones, freshwater ecosystem divided into three. What are they? Littoral zone, limnatic zone, and profound zone. So according to the zones, different kinds of animals are living in particular area. So depending on light penetration, these zones are divided into three parts. Just we are coming for the advanced question, no response. Write two types of adaptations you find in marine ecosystem different from freshwater ecosystem. So what are the adaptations which we are observing in marine water and freshwater ecosystem? Difference. What are the difference we find in marine water and freshwater ecosystem? Only adaptations. Anybody? Individually చెప్పుకొని మాట్లాడడానికి ఎట్లా? Start. So tell me what are the two different adaptations which are living in fresh water and marine water? Yeah, like living in fresh water. Already we discussed what are the three zones we discussed in marine ecosystem and freshwater ecosystem. So where is the zones? There is a lot of different. So zones which we observed in marine ecosystem, there is a euphotic up to surface to 200 meters. So that is euphotic zone. 200 to 2000. So that is Bethial. 2000 to 6000. That is abyssal. So not like this in fresh water. So there is a border. Euphotic zone. What is limit? What is first one? Littoral zone. The surface, middle of the surface, limnatic zone. So next, from surface to bottom. So this is important difference between marine water and so according to this different, they have different types of adaptations. What are the similarities in adaptation on the basis of light penetration in the two aquatic ecosystems? So according to light penetration only we have divided marine water and fresh water into three regions. So according to light penetration, what are the adaptations we observed into ecosystems? What are the two equal adaptations? In two ecosystems which we are observing, what is body is looking like a transparent. It can merge in the water. You cannot find out here is a fish. Both wherever light is focusing, light is falling surface of the water. In both zones, same type of animals are living, which are merged in the water. So that kind of important adaptation we discuss. Next, which zone do you think, when compared to marine ecosystem, is absent in freshwater ecosystem? This is very important logical question. Already we discussed. It has three questions. In three zones, it is also three zones. According to compare with both, so one zone is absent in freshwater ecosystem compared with marine water. Which zone is absent in the freshwater? So first euphotic, Bethial, abyssal. So it is three zones: top, middle, bottom. Compared with freshwater ecosystem, where is the zones? In freshwater ecosystem, there is no middle zone, which we observed in marine water. There is euphotic, Bethial, abyssal. Bethial is middle zone. In freshwater ecosystem, so border and surface and bottom. There is no middle zone. That is Bethial zone absent in the freshwater ecosystem. So this is only logical. You are getting table from questions from in 10th class. Question is, answer is very easy, but we cannot find out the answers. What would be a major factor leading to different types of adaptation in marine and freshwater ecosystem? Major factors leading to different types of adaptations. What is important? Very good. What is important factor is light. Light. Depending on light only, they divide into different zones. Next, availability of food materials. Next, availability of oxygen. So these are the important factors. According to these factors, you can find out different organisms in different zones. Okay. So this is important points which we observed in difference and similarities in freshwater and marine water ecosystem. Okay. So here adaptation in aquatic plants. Yes. So here given the picture, water hyacinth is floating. It is floating means leaves are floating on the water, roots and stem part is submerged in the water. So that is the structure. There is water hyacinth means gurram deccan. Next remaining is other picture given, that is hydrilla. Hydrilla, total plants submerged in the water. Total plants submerged in the water. So how can they are living in water? Next figure. So water lily. So emergent means roots are in water, remaining parts are floating on the water. Floating means upon the water. Partially submerged plants have numerous air spaces inside the stems, leaves, roots, and air in gases exchange and buoyancy. So plants which are living in water, already we discussed. Aquatic plants. What is the meaning of aquatic plants? Plants which are living in water. Okay. So how they are living in water means they have some adaptations. What are the adaptations are they? Partially submerged plants have. Some plants are partially submerged. Some plants are submerged means sink in water, partial parts. Roots are stem. So remaining parts are floating on the water. So this type plants they have some adaptations. What are the adaptations? They have numerous air spaces inside the stems, leaves. Numerous air spaces. If you take this plant, what is water lily? There is a number of air spaces in stem, leaves, and roots. So whenever these parts are filled with air, automatically it is floating on the water. This is very very important adaptations which living in water they are plants. Why? So if these parts are filled with air, why it is helping to floating on the water? It's already know air is always floating. Okay, so that's why it is one adaptation. So next, that aid in gas exchange and buoyancy. Buoyancy means floating. Thereatom. It is easy to exchange the air. Buoyancy means thereatom. Next, leaf base of water hyacinth, Iconia crassips form air-filled structures to keep them afloat. Yeah, next, water hyacinth. So it is also one kind of aquatic plant which is growing in the water. So it is total body filled with air. If you take roots, stem, and every part, total air-filled body. So when the part is filled with air, means it is floating. It is not chance to sinking in the water. That is important. So plants which they are filling with water air, so is helping to keep floating on the water. Next, in water lilies, leaves are flat, have an oily surface with stomata present on the upper surface of the leaf. While incompletely submerged plants like hydrilla, stomata are absent, leaves are thin, stem are highly flexible. Some other plants which are living in the water, so they have some different adaptations. For example, water lily. So why it is living in water means it is also have some separate different adaptations. What are the adaptations? Leaves are flat and covered with the oily substance. For example, if you take any substance and covered with oil, it can flow in water. So it cannot sink, it can flow in the water. The same way, whenever these leaves are covered with the oil, that plant is floating on the water. There is no chance to sinking in the water. So that is one important adaptation. So next, stomata which they have, they filled with oil covered surface area. Next, while incompletely submerged plants like hydrilla. So actually hydrilla completely submerged in the water. So they have tender stem. So why they are total plant is submerged in the water means they have tender stem. If any waves, forceful waves are coming towards the plant, so this flexibility they can bend towards the waves, but they cannot break. So that kind of adaptation you can see. So even they are going in the water. Flexible stem. Next, the main adaptations that give hydrilla an advantage over other native plants are next some other. So what are the number of plants which are growing in the water? Compare with other plants, hydrilla is different adaptations. What are they? It can grow a low light intensity. Total the hydrilla plant is growing bottom of the water. It can go, there is no light. Without light intensity, it can grow. That is important adaptation. Next, it is better at absorbing carbon dioxide from the water. So how some plants, some animals are taking oxygen from the water. So H2O. So this oxygen, dissolved oxygen is absorbed by the animals. The same way, animals which are living in the water, they are releasing waste in the form of waste carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is receiving by hydrogen plant. That is great. Carbon dioxide released by some other animals in the water. That carbon dioxide received and participate in the photosynthesis. Light intensity very less. So in that way it is living in water. That is also one kind of adaptation. Means it is receiving carbon dioxide from the water. Next, it is able to store nutrients for lateral use. So if it is preparing some food materials, it is storing. It is not providing to any others. So it is storing, and after some years, whenever it gets lack of food materials, then it is utilizing properly. Next, it can tolerate a wide range of water quality conditions. For example, salinity. So not only but also it can bear the highest salt concentrations. It can go highest salt concentration kind of adaptation we observed in the can go in saline water as well. So it means it can grow. It can bear the highest salt concentration. Means it can variable capabilities to live in highest salt in the water. Next, and it can propagate sexually and asexual reproduction. So it can propagate means it can produce regenerated by seeds, sexual reproduction and